Hey there, YouTube. Logan with Hideaway Homestead coming to you today with a rabbit update, and kind of just going to be mentioning in this video some of the things that are going on, some of the goals we got, and also want to talk a good bit about my new method of dealing with the rabbit manure and the urine and how that's going. So first things first, rabbits, right now you can tell it's still warm out. It's not as hot as it's been being, but they really don't care for the heat. So anything you can do to mitigate that, keeping them in the shade, fan, ice bottles, whatever it is in your area that you need, do that. Luckily here, I've never had one that I know of die of heat stroke. So they do stay cool enough, and they do seem to be a little more heat tolerant than from what I've seen from other breeders and growers. So they've done fine. I just have not bred them any, as far as, I don't want any of my does pregnant while it's super hot, just because I know it can be stressful on them. Our goal really would be to just, unless we get up a really big fodder system and we want to do a lot more rabbits, breeding through the winter, just because we won't have a lot of feed source. Unless, of course, we decide to do pellets during, just strictly pellets during the winter, and like sell some bunnies and maybe offset that cost. That might be something we plan on doing. But for the most part, I want this to be completely passive once we have good fodder systems in that have the proper nutrient cycles, and we have a lot of mulberry and high protein stuff like that to give them, to make sure that they stay as healthy as possible. Once we've got all of that in place, if we can grow enough fodder, I'd like to do it through the winter too. But for the most part, I like to breed in spring and fall when it's not real hot, but also when there's a lot of green growing and we can tractor our little rabbits, because tractoring sure does help a lot. There was one group a while back that I raised up that they were just completely in the tractor, and I mean, they were grazing when there was plenty of good grass. They grew really well. Everything was going great. So the mother had plenty of milk to give them, and yeah, worked out great. So doing tractor stuff during the spring and fall, I think, is going to be the best way to do it. And like I said, if we can offset anything else and keep them on fodder through the winter and still have babies, that's what we'll do. But still got things to figure out on that. I am going to be breeding here soon. Going to be bringing the does over to the bucks. If you're new to rabbits, that's how you do it. You always take the doe to the buck. And hey, Squibber, that's not nice. Bad kitty. He's aggravating the pigeon there. They can be the does can be very territorial, so you want to make sure that you're not bringing the buck into her territory. But anyway, the main thing I wanted to focus on is the new way that I'm keeping the rabbits. I've got them in here where the chickens used to stay with the ducks. They don't stay in here anymore because we have like zero predator pressure now because of this little lady right here. She's been taking care of all those varmints that want to come within a 10-mile radius. She barks a lot at night and keeps stuff away. She's always on watch. So she's kept them away, and we've got her trained to where she's not aggravating the chickens or the ducks anymore. So she's been doing a great job, and everybody's just been kind of sleeping wherever, which is kind of a good thing and a bad thing. Free range chickens and ducks have definitely got their upsides and their downsides. But anyway, the chickens have been coming in here. I've been bringing in some grain every once in a while, throwing it on the ground and getting them to scratch. You could do this with pigs too. Chickens or pigs would probably do the same work, except for the chickens are going to scratch and fluff more. The pigs, they really roots. They're going to get a little bit deeper. But this bedding, there's just a lot of, like any hay. I got a lot of hay given to me to help supplement the rabbits and the sheep from a neighbor. And has some grass clippings in here and stuff. That just gets thrown in, sticks, char, and that helps absorb a lot of the urine. And the chickens come in here and turn all of that, and they're just turning it into compost. So there's zero smell in here. I mean, it's amazing because I can inhale real deep. Wish we had smell-o-vision so that way all y'all watching could smell it. But I mean, there's no smell except for the smell of hay in here. And you can see that there are little rabbit poops everywhere. But like as far as a place where there's a lot of urine, I mean, it's just not in here because the chickens keep it scratched up. All of this carbon's in here to absorb it. The only thing is if you're trying to do like red wigglers or something and you want to collect the poop, this is a little bit harder to do. But I still think that if you took all of this and put it into a worm bed and then introduce some worms, I think that they would do just as well as they would in just a straight rabbit manure. So if you want to raise the worms, that'd be the way to do it. You couldn't really collect unless you put some kind of collection mechanism underneath these to sell the rabbit manure as far as just a fertilizer. But I think for most people that just want to make sure that they're not having to clean out, every day, every week, real frequently, that the way to go would be to do something like this and have chickens or pigs come in underneath the rabbits and keep that bedding turned and keep it from smelling. So definitely a better way to keep your rabbits healthy. They're not, smelling ammonia and, having to deal with that every day. That's got to be a toll on your health. So I'm really liking this because it just does not require the same amount of maintenance. Now, before I was going in and putting in wood shavings and stuff like that underneath the rabbits when they weren't around the chickens. But the thing is that you eventually have to come and take that out, or you have to keep adding to it. With this here, it lasts a lot longer because the chickens come in and do a lot of the work. But anyway, that's our update for now. I want to remind everybody that we are going to do a live stream Sunday. We weren't able to do it this Sunday because this has been Labor Day weekend and had some stuff going on. And also probably figured that a lot of people wouldn't come to the live stream because, it's Labor Day weekend, got other stuff going on. But we are going to do the homestead from scratch this Sunday at 7 o'clock with Greg and John. They're going to be on with me. We're going to stream from my channel and from the Tinker Tribe. We'll be talking about a lot of stuff that we'd go back and probably do differently, etc., etc. It'd be great to have some people join us and join in on the discussion. But I also on the channel will be following along with the rabbits again. I did one little series that was like watch the bunnies grow, and one that was named something very similar, and we just watched every day to check on the progress. I'll be doing that this time, but we won't be just following one litter. I'm gonna do all the litters. We're gonna do them all at once and see how things are going. So be looking forward to that, and got a lot of other stuff coming up, but the biggest thing being the rabbits. I know a lot of people watch for the rabbits. So if you liked the video, found any value in it, please leave a like. If you've got any questions or comments, you can drop those down below, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. It really helps me out. I appreciate all y'all watching, and we'll see you in the next one.